This episode, I wanted to talk about injuries and how I track injuries in my Fed. Now, a lot of times, injuries will sort of happen in one of two ways. One way is depending on what type of match you are using. So, for example, the barbed wire cosmic cage match or some of the other hardcore matches have stipulations in them that say the loser is injured for a certain number of cards, or you roll the dice to figure out how long the loser is injured. The other way that happens is that if the final roll of the match for the pin and is successful and it is doubles. So I recently rolled out a match between Perfect Specimen and Godsend, and it ended in with 2 5s. So the match ended, but then also it was doubles. And when that happens, you can roll on the feud chart. Now, there are many different versions of the feud chart. These are from FILSINGER games. They're on the back of the Into the Turnbuckle cards. So this is the newest one. This is a little bit older. The feud chart I prefer to use is on the back of the Ringside Companion, the original Ringside Companion. This is the original feud table, and I really like this one a lot. I think what FILSINGER games tried to do is, and I could be wrong about this, is as they kind of updated the charts, they made the injuries less severe, so wrestlers weren't gone for a long time. But I actually like longer absences for the wrestlers because I look at it as a story writing challenge. So it's like if somebody's gone for a long time, that gives me a chance to focus on other wrestlers. That gives me a chance to build up the storyline of that person coming back and that kind of thing. So I prefer actually this chart. But whichever chart you use, if you roll and there's an injury, this is how I track my injuries. I have this sheet of paper that I created this, I believe, on an Excel spreadsheet. This is available for download, so if you want to download it, you can just look in the description, and there'll be a link to download it. But as you can see, it has a space for the wrestler's name. It has a space for the card number. What card number did it happen on? The type and length. So I use this also, actually I said injuries, but this could also be suspensions as well, because I do suspensions in my Fed if somebody does something particularly dastardly. So I use a little shorthand here. So, Overmaster here, he was injured on card 264, and I put an I for injuries, and then a slash, and then how long the injury is for. And then by is who injured him, paralyzed injured him. And if it's suspension, I'll put like who the commissioner is. And then, so it's 5 cards. It was on 264. When does he return? He returns on card 270. And then here I have a little tally area where as the cards progress, I can tally the number of cards so that I know when he comes back. I do this on this paper, so I always have a record of it here. But I also have a Excel spreadsheet that has all my Fed rankings and title histories and all that other kind of stuff. And I will also put it in there, so it's a little bit of a backup. So anyway, when these two fought, it ended in doubles. Godsend started to attack Perfect Specimen after the match, but then Faller came to help Perfect Specimen, and these two ganged up on Godsend. So Godsend was actually injured after the match, and that's my most recent injury. You can see Godsend is injured. He was injured on card 383. He was injured for 5 cards. And then who was he injured by? Perfect Specimen and Faller. This kind of helps you keep track of when they come back from injury, who are they going to go after? So you better believe Godsend is going to have some words with these two. And then when does he come back? He comes back on card 389, and then I would keep the tallies right there. So that's how I track injuries. If you would like to download this sheet, again, in the description, there's a link to it, and that'll do it. Thanks for watching.